was on their Patreon for a good year, and a part of me kind of just feels like I wasted my money a little bit to a certain extent because nothing was coming up about the series. We weren't getting any updates from the crew or whatnot. Like, I just found that very kind of frustrating in my opinion. Like, yes, I understand that it costs a lot to make a web show. I make my own too, but when you guys can't even update the Patreon about what's going on, it really just gives me the side eye. I know they posted something talking about they're gonna get an update soon, but we literally want a whole year of us giving you guys our money for y'all not even to be giving us our Patreon benefits. So I really just had to give Mark and Carlo the side eye right there. I'm sorry. I enjoy you guys' craft, but y'all had to be called out on that. I'm sorry. Okay? Like, do not come for Ashley Cachadorian talking about she was supposed to watch The Door. No, she was not. Popular Girls in School is a stop-motion animated web series about a group of teenagers that live in Kansas. Okay? That literally blew my mind the most out of everything in this show. Is that it takes place in freaking Kansas. It's like Mean Girls meets Barbie Life in a Dream House meets Robot Chicken meets Love and Hip Hop. Hi, the captain here. Please enjoy this really bad doll stop motion animation that I had so much fun doing. I know it looks terrible, but I had fun and that's all that matters. Okay, goodbye.
Harriyanna? Care to explain to me why we're in fucking Kansas?
It's the fact that you're more concerned about being in Kansas than being a doll.
Well, they do have a point.
Yeah, out of all places, why did Mark and Carlo pick Kansas?
That's not the point! I thought you guys would be excited about being animated!
Well, actually, we're stop motion.
Shut up, Tamagotchi! You know I can't draw.
I didn't even know Kansas was a real place.
That's because you're like 7 years old.
Shut your ass up.
Harry?
Is that you, large black male?
Yeah?
Then why are you a skinny white man?
Because there were no black action figures at the store. It's hard to fit this figure.
But I'm in my real form, so I'm cool with it.
Joe, you're a Power Ranger.
Exactly. But really? Kansas?
Okay, we're leaving.
Why? We just got here.
Because y'all keep complaining that we're in Kansas. Let's go. I hope y'all enjoyed that little stop motion thingy because that was not easy. Big shout out to the LPS community. Y'all talented, okay? That was not easy. Y'all used to be making full-on shows, okay? Big shout out to the LSP community, but hello. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, hello. My name is Harriyanna and welcome to the Pirate Ship, also known as Harry Hook's Pirate Ship. What am I saying? I am the captain and I have no first mate. You are on my pirate ship. I have multiple other mates, but no one's first, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do it. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you're gonna know before this end of this video what that meant, okay? You guys will never look at dolls the same after you watch this video. Probably after watching that introduction, okay? Shout out to the cartoon community for doing that with me, because I was so scared. I was like, y'all, do this. And they were like, okay, whatever. Anyway, let's get back on topic. I'm Harriyanna. I'm back with another video. This has been taking me forever to make. I literally have been making this video for a whole month because depression be eating my ass up, okay? Like, I I told myself that I wanted to be happy and in a better mood and more energetic when I make this most popular girls in school analysis. So I started working out again. I was so mad, y'all. The fitness nerds was right. Exercise does help depression. I'm still depressed, but I'm a lot better now. Anyway, here we finally have the most popular girls in school analysis. When I announced that I was going to be doing the most popular girls in school, so many people were like, I have not heard of that in years, okay? And y'all are going to know why y'all have not heard of the most popular girls in school in years. You may be hearing about them soon. I don't know what to say, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it. This outline is like 16 freaking pages long. So we're gonna be here for a minute. We're gonna be here for a minute. Go ahead, sit back, relax, and get you a nice little snack because the pirate ship gonna be sailing for a minute. We're gonna be cruising on the 7 seas, okay? Because this most popular girls in school video, I am going there. I am gonna dig deep into the YouTube hauls of the early to mid 2010s decade, okay? That decade literally shaped me into the person that I am today, okay? Now let's go ahead and get started. Y'all know that I am a slut for a good web show, okay? I freaking love web shows. Web shows are like my favorite thing ever. I don't know why. I just like watching low budget stuff put on by people that are like me. I don't know. I find it way more entertaining because you can tell they put so much hard work and effort into this. You can just tell that people genuinely care about the craft that they are creating, okay? Y'all, please, if you see a web show out here, support it. Give them props, okay? Now, y'all know I love me a web series because, like I said, people like me and you, okay? If you want to make your own web series, do it, okay? Because you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen, okay? Because the most popular girls in school just started off as a small little web series and it blew up into a pop culture phenomenon, okay? Make that damn web show, okay? Make it. Even if it costs you a lot of money. We gonna get there, okay? My bank account looking at me like, bitch, the Progenies was expensive. Why? Like I mentioned how web series cost money. That is the reason why so many web series either stop abruptly or they just have a limited amount of episodes, okay? A lot of web series don't really be ended for the most part. It's just that they have to go on hiatus because they don't be having the money for production, which is part of the reason why the most popular girls in school disappeared. But we're gonna get there in a second. So, and that's also another reason why a lot of web shows are crowdfunded, okay? Simply because it is freaking expensive to film a web show, okay? Some people tend to think that $100 will cover the entire thing. No, ma'am. That doesn't even cover one day. That covers about like 2 hours maximum. Anyway. So, back in the early 2010s, people were seeing YouTube as a place where they can share their talents and grow as artists. That is why I always just love YouTube. I love this platform so much. YouTube is extremely powerful in my opinion. So, yeah, we had the trash web series like Shane Dawson. We don't like that stinky man over here. We don't. We don't like Shane Dawson's over here, okay? But in the early 2010s, there were great people here, okay? People like to say that YouTube back then wasn't good, which it wasn't, but there were some small hidden gems in between there. We had the Shane Dawsons, we had that horrible React show with the Fine Brothers who freaking suck. But we also have one web series from around that time period that still holds up to today. Mostly. We're gonna get there, y'all, because this show got issues. Y'all know I'm the captain. Y'all know the captain is not afraid to point out issues, okay? And nobody talks about this show anymore whatsoever. The most popular girls in school. Now, you'll be surprised that somebody like me that truly despised the popular girls from both my middle school and high school because all of them were super duper mean. Why would I want to watch a show about the most popular girls in school? Because it's a hot ass mess. It is a gorgeous, beautiful, hot mess. And I adore it, okay? This show right here is not meant for popular people. It is meant for the weirdos, the outcasts, the kids that were very, very creative and artsy, okay? This show was too good for actual popular kids, okay? Because they wouldn't get it. It wasn't meant for them. They weren't on the level that we were to understand why this is such a beautiful masterpiece, okay? I swear, more people actually know about the memes from this show than the actual show than itself. Cause y'all know, you know what? I'm gonna just put the clip in here for y'all. Cause y'all know what this is.
Is it crack? Is that what you smoke? Do you smoke crack?
Yeah, if you were wondering where the it's crack, is it crack that you smoke? It came from the most popular girls in school. So like I said, let's get back on topic. The Most Popular Girls in School is a stop-motion animated web series about a group of teenagers that live in Kansas, okay? That literally blew my mind the most out of everything in this show is that it takes place in freaking Kansas. Out of every place that Mark and Carla O, the creators of The Most Popular Girls in School, could have picked, they just picked Kansas. And I remember I was watching their behind the scenes of The Most Popular Girls in School, and they said they just picked a random place. And they were like, okay, Overland Park, Kansas, okay? The thing about it is that I ain't never heard of Overland Park until I watched The Most Popular Girls in School. The only city I knew that existed in Kansas was Topeka. Did Dorothy, as in Wizard of Oz Dorothy, did she live in Topeka? Who knows, okay? But like,
By the way, if you live in Overland Park, Kansas, or live near Overland Park, Kansas, please leave a comment down below. I'm just genuinely curious. If you live there, what is it like? Is it nice? Does it look like a, popular city? I'm just genuinely curious.
I really invested my teenage years in a show about a group of kids that lived in freaking Kansas, okay? Freaking Kansas. So think Mean Girls, but like Barbie dolls. Trust me, y'all, it works. It's like Mean Girls meets Barbie Life in a Dream House meets Robot Chicken meets Love and Hip Hop. That's how you can summarize The Most Popular Girls in School, okay? It works, y'all. Trust me, it works, okay? Literally, they took the most obscure concept and made a quality television show out of it, okay? It's not a television show, it's a web show. I don't care. Call that shit a TV show, okay? I'm gonna start calling my web show a TV show. Ow. Like, at one point, I thought it was Canadian because of that, because it was so obscure. Like my friend Benzie Johnson over there at the channel, Benzie Johnson Jr., obscure, possibly Canadian cartoon, okay? When I found out The Most Popular Girls in School was based in LA, that genuinely surprised me because it just gives me Canada vibes, okay? This does not give me Los Angeles vibes whatsoever, okay? I get more New York vibes, even Miami vibes, than Los Angeles vibes when it comes to this television show. But a part of me feels as if they weren't based in Los Angeles, it probably wouldn't have grew this big, okay? Because Los Angeles has a lot of connections, okay? Now, mainly nobody really talks about this show anymore, and I just want to talk about it. I just want to sit here and talk to you guys about what exactly The Most Popular Girls in School is for those of you guys who don't know, and just refresh your memory on those who did know what it is, because I find it so interesting that I don't see any videos about The Most Popular Girls in School on YouTube. As big of a phenomenon that this was, I don't see anything on here about it. So you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna take that, okay? Harriyannahook, the captain, Harriyannahook is about to own The Most Popular Girls in School, okay? This might be my longest character talk ever. This might be my longest video ever, period, okay? Like the nasty classified one, that was a long ass video, but y'all, okay, I'm laughing because I wrote this outline when I was gonna do my nasty classified video after that, so I messed up, but we're gonna leave that in there to show that nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. Now, every single character in this show literally is a hot ass mess, okay? I think only one character isn't a hot ass mess, and I say that's Ashley Cachadorian forgot to watch the freaking door. Yo, they ruined her life. Yo, we gonna get there. We're gonna get there, y'all. Okay, literally every single character in the show is a mess, except for Ashley Cachadorian. Okay, she actually deserved better. But no, she's a hot mess to a certain extent because she's in this show. So yes, everybody in this series is a hot freaking mess. Every single last character, I am not lying. There's something wrong with them. So let's go. We're gonna start off with the Overland Park cheerleaders, and we are gonna start with Miss Brittany, a fan favorite of this series, okay? Now, Brittany, I'm gonna be real, she's not my favorite, but there would be no most popular girls in school without Brittany. Like, I don't dislike her, but she's not my favorite, okay? We all got that one person, like, in a TV show like that, but that's what Brittany is to me. Brittany is horrible, but her being horrible is what makes her so great. Like, to be honest, almost everybody in the show is a horrible person, okay? But Brittany being horrible, except for Trisha and Trisha too. I don't think they're terrible people. Well, Trisha is horrible because she hangs out with Mackenzie and Brittany, who are horrible people. You know what? Let's continue. Let's not get off track or back to Brittany, okay? Her being horrible is what makes her great. Like, she is also Blaine's ex-girlfriend, and she hates his new girlfriend, who ends up being his baby mama, Saison. And yeah, Brittany just hates everybody, okay? But out of everybody that she hates the most, she hates Saison Marguerite the most, okay? And I can't stand Saison. It is so fun to make fun of her. That's another great thing about Most Popular Girls in School. There are just certain characters in this show that you just love to pick on, and Saison is that one, okay? And no, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but like, y'all, Brittany gets worse and worse as the show gets on. Her attitude gets worse. She cusses a lot more. She eventually starts fighting people. Brittany gets worse, okay? But that's what makes her so great. It's not even really flanderization either when it comes to this series. Brittany just being a horrible freaking person is what helps the show progress. Like, the show doesn't go on unless Brittany gets worse and worse and worse. I'm telling you, y'all, it's a weird show. It's a weird show. How is this not Canadian, okay? Next, we're going to get into Mackenzie Zales. Now, Mackenzie, I'm gonna be real. I don't really care too much for Mackenzie. I'm gonna be real. I didn't really start to care for Mackenzie until around, like, the season 4 mark. In the first 2.5 seasons, Mackenzie just didn't do nothing for me. She was just mean, and that's it. I didn't really think she was all that funny for the most part. She was just kind of like the head bitch in charge. But everybody else around her was more entertaining than her. She was just a little dull, in my opinion. She was just kind of there. But she is very, very important to the story because she is what gets everybody to go to Paris in season 5. So, I don't really care too much for Mackenzie. She's just there, but she's also very important because she's like Brittany's right-hand woman, okay? Brittany, like Mackenzie, is very, very messy. But when it comes to Brittany, when it comes to her getting angry, Mackenzie's more of a 5 out of 10. When Brittany's more of like a 15 out of 10, okay? That's how they kind of like balance each other's out. One is more rage than the other, while one will just give you dry humor and the other one will just give you mean, wet humor, okay? That's the best way I can describe Brittany and Mackenzie's dynamic. They're both horrible, mean girls, but one is a lot more in your face than the other one is, so yeah, but Mackenzie got the best burns though, okay? Brittany, one thing about Brittany that really kind of bothered me about her is that she thinks screaming made her funnier, but no, like, Mackenzie, like I said, from time to time, she wasn't funny. She didn't really get funny until the show went on later. Mackenzie's drags were so well because she wouldn't even yell. She would just sit there and drag you in a damn model towing boats, and I loved it so much, okay? Mackenzie had to grow on me. In the beginning, I just did not care too much for her, and then later on down the line, I was like, I'm here for this because that's my kind of drag, okay? You can drag somebody without having to raise your voice, because I saw something that said, like, if you gotta raise your voice, you lost the argument, okay? You heard that, Danielle Bergoli? Okay, anyway. Like, Mackenzie, she would tell you to suck someone's face off with a smile. So, yeah. Next, we're going to get into Trisha. Trisha is the ditzy one out of the Overland Park cheerleaders. Now, Trisha, I think Trisha might be one of the best characters in here because Trisha is just really freaking funny, okay? She has the driest deliveries ever when it comes to about anything. Trisha is freaking hilarious. She gets the most laughs from me out of all 3 main cheerleaders, okay? Because her delivery is just everything. She just talks really, really slow, really, really dry, and she just be so lost about every last thing going on, and it's freaking hilarious, okay? I love Trisha. She's a saint. Like I said, is Trisha a good person? Out of the 3 main cheerleaders, yes, Trisha is the best one, but I'm really big on your friends are a reflection of you. How good could Trisha be if she were friends with Mackenzie and Brittany, okay? They're not great people whatsoever. Oh no, the nose is starting to itch. That means we're getting serious. We're getting serious. Next, we are getting into Deandra. Deandra is a fan favorite because I asked my older sister who her favorite character was, and she said Deandra, and then I asked my best friend Staya who his favorite character was, and he said Deandra, and it makes sense. Deandra is great, okay? She is a scene stealer, okay? That's literally Deandra's introduction to the show. She just comes in and she's just like, who are you guys? I don't like y'all. Let me go to the bathroom in here, okay? Deandra just is here to run the show. She literally is like the only person aside from the Van Buren family that does not care about Brittany and Mackenzie's mess, okay? They just do not care about her, okay? It's just really freaking funny. She runs the show and she don't let nobody let her look like a fool, you know, until her arms got ripped off, but we're gonna get into that later. We'll get into that later, okay? She just radiates bad bitch energy 24/7. Deandra is great. We freaking love her. If my nose starts itching, I am gonna be pissed, okay? Anyway, like I said, she was just unapologetically herself, okay? She did not care. She had a really, really big appetite. She ate everything, okay? Deandra was like, I don't care. Give me the wings, give me the pizza, give me the cheese, give me the fruit salad too. I will freaking eat that, okay? Next, we're getting into Saison, the ditzy fake French girl. When I say fake French girl, it's because Saison pretends that she's from France when she really is from Canada. Saison is just fun to make fun of, okay? I like bullying this girl, okay? She is the one character in this show that it's just, I bully her so freaking bad. I feel like it's okay for me to bully her. It's because she's popular. But anyway, she's just so sweet, and I do be feeling bad for her from time to time when Brittany be yelling at her. But she's so annoying. Like she's just so annoying. So like that pity I feel for Saison goes away. Like she was the one that got pregnant because there was a whole episode about who was pregnant because Trisha found a pregnancy test on the floor in the bathroom. First of all, ew, Trisha, why? Why would you? I remember Mackenzie told her to put that thing away. That is so freaking nasty. But Trisha literally was carrying around that pregnancy test trying to figure out who was pregnant. And it turned out to be Saison. And nobody was really surprised because everybody was like, yeah, it makes sense. She was dating Blaine. Blaine is her boyfriend. The stupid football player. Probably don't know how to use a condom correctly. Anyway. She's just irritating. She ended up having a baby. She named her baby Brittany. She named her after Brittany. She thinks Brittany is her friend when Brittany just really can't freaking stand her. Saison irritates me. But in a good way, okay? It's just I get a good laugh at her, okay? She doesn't really make me angry for the most part. No character in this series really makes me angry. Except for, Cameron Van Buren. She kind of makes me mad from time to time. But Saison, she's just annoying. Anyway, she's just irritating. Next, we're getting into Ashley. Ashley Cachadorian, okay? I think Ashley Cachadorian deserved better. She did eventually get better in season 5, but these girls, the Overland Park cheerleaders, ruined her life for no reason. She told them that she was not going to be there, and they didn't listen to her, and then they tried to blame every little last bad thing on her, okay? Like, do not come for Ashley Cachadorian talking about she was supposed to watch the door. No, she was not, okay? Don't do that. Don't do my dog Ashley Cachadorian like that. These girls literally ruined her life, and what pisses me off the worst about it is that Ashley just left them, okay? Nah, Actually, no. Like, I would not have let the Overland Park cheerleaders ruin me. Like, I would have put hot sauce and butter all up in their gym shorts and panties, okay? Don't play with me. Like, if I was Ashley Cachadorian, I would have made it my mission to ruin Brittany and Mackenzie and Trisha's life, okay? Especially Trisha over here screaming at that girl, embarrassing her for no reason. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Okay, I'm just a joke. Next, we are going to be getting into the Van Buren family. My favorite dysfunctional fictional family, okay? I love this family. They are one of my favorite TV families of all time because they're a horrible family. That's what makes them so great. They're just terrible, okay? The only person in this family that I think is somewhat redeemable would be Michaela, because Michaela's a child, and Shay to a certain extent, because Cameron and her mom are to blame for why Shay acts the way she does. And she just kind of does want the best for Michaela, but she's not that best at interacting with Michaela because, you know, her mother is freaking terrible. Okay, like I said, the Van Buren family, they're terrible, but that's what makes them so amazing. I feel bad for Shay Van Buren. Shay Van Buren is actually my favorite character in the Most Popular Girls in School, and people be looking at me like, really? That's your favorite, but you don't like Brittany? Yes. Yes, Shay Van Buren is my favorite character. I think part of the reason why Shay Van Buren is my favorite is because I love her voice. Her voice kind of reminds me of my voice. And I just really like her outfit. I think her outfit is just so freaking cute. Anyway, Shay Van Buren is the middle child of the Van Buren family. And she has this ongoing beef with Mackenzie, you know. Yeah, it's so stupid, by the way, too. Like, they literally hated each other since 3rd grade over the dumbest stuff. Like, it don't make no freaking sense why they dislike each other. Like, sis, get over it. It was elementary school. Nothing from then matters. Okay, a lot of stuff from then matters, but what happened with them was just so freaking stupid. I was just like, that's it. But it being so ridiculous and stupid is what made it funnier. Like, there are people out here that will have full-on vendettas against people for something so petty that happened when they were little, okay? Literally, it's just, it blows my mind. It just blows my mind. That is part of the reason why nobody at the school really messes with Shay Van Buren like that. Like, she messes with Cezanne, but Cezanne's freaking annoying, okay? Shay just really don't care. I feel like part of the reason why Shay became friends with Cezanne in the first place, no, I know the reason why she became friends with Cezanne in the first place, was to piss the cheerleaders off. Like, I love you, Shay Van Buren. You're so sneaky. You're so shady. I adore it. I adore it. I need a Shay Van Buren shirt, okay? I have a Most Popular Girls in School t-shirt. I need a Shay Van Buren shirt. Hold on, let me find it. Let me get it for y'all. Okay. I'm telling y'all, I was a huge fan of this show. Like, I mean it when I said I had merch. Ow. Ow. Now, I'm gonna point out who is who from left to right. Okay. That's Trisha. That's Mackenzie. That's Brittany. That's Cezanne. That's Blaine. That's Cameron. We're gonna get to Cameron. We're gonna get to Blaine. We're gonna get to Cameron. That's freaking Shay Van Buren. We adore her. Wait, that's not Cameron. That's Deandra. That's Deandra. You see, she got her arm ripped off, so she has a fake arm now. We have the beautiful Shay Van Buren. We have Shay Van Buren's older sister, Cameron Van Buren. We have the youngest, Michaela Van Buren. Ashley Cachadorian. Judith and Rachel. We hate them. We're gonna get there in a minute. Okay, no. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming, okay? She knows that she's hated and she continues to get on the cheerleaders' nerves, and I freaking love it. We adore Shay Van Buren over here in this house, okay? And another reason why I love Shay Van Buren so much is because I just feel for her. I really do feel for her. Like, I know it's the Most Popular Girls in School. We shouldn't be taking it seriously, but y'all know I take everything too seriously. It's obvious that she loves her family, but she can't stand them. She wants better for them, but they're too busy being a hot freaking mess and she can't really do anything about it. So moving on from Shay Van Buren, we're going to Cameron Van Buren. Now, Cameron Van Buren is the oldest of the Van Buren siblings, and she is a horrible example for them, okay? She is the biggest hoe, okay? And it is so funny. Like, we're not slut shaming or anything out here, but she literally is the biggest hoe. It's so freaking funny. Like, she would not be going for men her own age. She goes for husbands, okay? She goes for men that are married and that have money, okay? Like, okay, girl, get your money, get your money. But she's a horrible older sister. She's really terrible. She does nothing for Shay for the most part. She doesn't do anything for Michaela. She just does everything to her advantage. She's just very, very selfish. She only really thinks about herself, and she always stealing somebody's husband. That literally is Cameron Van Buren. That's the best way for me to sum it up. That's Cameron Van Buren. Okay, moving on from Cameron Van Buren, we have Michaela Van Buren, who is funny as hell, okay? Michaela, like I said, I think out of all the characters that gave me the most laughs, I think it was either Trisha or Michaela. They are so freaking funny. And the thing about it is that Trisha and Michaela are cool with each other. That's the most hilarious thing about it, okay? Like, they were looking like, why are y'all cool? And she was like, you know what? It's gonna work. It doesn't matter, okay? Michaela might be one of the funniest kid characters ever in a adult animated show, okay? She gives Louise Belcher from Bob's Burger a run for her money. Michaela Van Buren is about to take the plate for the funniest kid character in an adult animated show, okay? I don't know what it is about her. She's freaking hilarious. One thing about Michaela Van Buren, though, is that she ruined the Barbie Chelsea doll for me, because when I watch Barbie Life in a Dream House, I expect Chelsea to act like Michaela, and she's not, and it lets me down, okay? Michaela, I believe in Michaela Van Buren's supremacy. She gives Chelsea a run for her money. I will compare Michaela Van Buren to, I will compare Michaela to Riley Freeman, okay? Mainly because she is never in a child's place, okay? She is always in teenage and adult situations. She don't even talk like a child. Like I said, she is like white girl Riley Freeman. If anything, she's like Cindy McPherson, okay? Literally cussing all the freaking time, never in a child's place. In conclusion, the Van Buren family is a hot mess, and this child right here is doomed. Because their mother is one of the worst TV mothers ever, okay? She reminds me a lot of Tori and Trina's mom for Victorious. They just do similar stuff. She acts a lot like her older daughter Cameron, by the way, which makes a lot of sense why Cameron acts the way she does. Like, Shay and Michaela, I have so much hope for them in this family. I hope Shay could just take Michaela with her one day and just have a better life, because her mom and her older sister don't do nothing for her. I don't care. I am a Shay Van Buren apologist. Man, why does my nose always itch when I am going hard on something that I enjoy? Moving on, we are getting to the boys, the most popular boys in school, okay? Mainly the boys consist of football players, but we have a few others too that we're going to cover. So the boys, we are going to start with Than, which is short for Jonathan. One of my favorite of the boys, to be honest. I think he actually might be my favorite of the boys, because you love to hate him, okay? Than is wrong, but he's just so freaking irritated. I remember I compared him to James Charles to a certain extent, because both of them have a lot of similarities and parallels, okay? He's a really freaking horrible person, and nobody likes him. And whenever he pops up, you know it's just gonna be some mess. Than is one of those characters that literally is just placed in the story to piss everyone off. Because not only does he piss off the boys, he pisses off the girls too. Like, even at one point, him and Brittany briefly dated. It was actually very, very freaking funny. Brittany was basically his beard. Brittany was his beard. We're just gonna leave it at that. Next, we're getting into Tanner. Tanner, while Than might be like my favorite of the boys when it comes to, you know, story-wise, because Than brings the mess, I think Tanner is my favorite because he just has the chillest personality. Like, I can genuinely see myself being friends with Tanner. He's cool to me. Like, he's just super duper cool. I aspire to be as laid back as him. I would love to be as calm, cool, and collected as Tanner. By the way, y'all, I don't really have much to say about the dudes in this show because they put way more personality into the girls than they did the boys. Except Than. It's like they took all of the creativity when it came to creating male characters and put it into Than, and then the other dudes are just kind of like, But it makes sense because the show focuses on the girls. It's literally called the most popular girls in school, not the most popular boys in school. So it's expected. Now we have Matthew Derringer, who dates Trisha. He is the token black kid of the show. Like, yeah, this show got bad diversity, y'all. He is a token black kid of the show, but he's also iconic. I think out of all the straight dudes in this show, Matthew Derringer may be the funniest one, okay? Because his delivery is very similar to why Trisha is so funny. Their delivery is super duper dry and it just is freaking funny. It's freaking hilarious. I think I have said funny and hilarious so many times while watching this show. That's literally just the best way to explain it. I would literally watch it after a horrible day at school, middle school and high school, and I was like, I need to laugh. I'm gonna throw this on, okay? Next, we are gonna get into Justin. I don't care about him. He literally ruined Ashley Cachadorian's life to a certain extent because so many of the plot points in this show point back to him. This plain little boy right here ruined so much in this series. Like, so many of the fingers point back to him and he barely even shows up. I find that very, very funny. Y'all did what y'all had to do with him, okay? Moving on, we got Blaine. And I have mentioned Blaine from time to time in here. Blaine is just stupid. That's literally what he is. He's Brittany's ex-boyfriend. He's Saison's boyfriend and baby daddy. He don't take care of that kid. He barely, no. He's a horrible father, my man. Like, no, sir. That baby is doomed. Brittany is literally being raised, that Saison and Blaine's baby name, by the way. That child is doomed, okay? Because that child is being raised by two freaking dumbasses. It's just so sad. Like I mentioned, it's just, I didn't really spend too much time on the boys in the first place because it's obvious that they just have way more fun with the girls than they do with the guys, which certainly isn't a bad thing because the girls are in the series a lot more than the boys are. The episodes that do strictly focus on the boys are great though, so I'm not really too upset. But one of my favorite moments of the show is when the boys literally stop prom so they could do a musical number.
We've all been waiting for. A special performance by the Overland Park Boys football team.
All right, everybody, big finish.
Enough! Get off my stage!
Well, actually...
Get off my stage!
And because of that, I am going to pause this analysis right now so I can do a TikTok dance for the audience. And also because my nose is burning, we are taking a break. I will see y'all in probably a minute. Hey y'all, so I'm not gonna do a full-on TikTok dance because no, freak that, okay? We are gonna do a few little TikTok dance moves, okay, that we see all the time. I don't know which one that I'm going to do, okay? Y'all, I barely have any space in my room right now. I'm redecorating, but it is this one little TikTok little dance move that I see all the freaking time, and I think it's so cute, so I'm gonna do it. It's literally like a hip thing where you go like, that, boom, boom, boom. That, okay, y'all. I don't know how to do classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, moody, nasty, acting stupid. What's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Are you guys ready for me to get back to the review now? Are you guys ready for me to get back to the review now? I know you are. I'm a hot mess. Let's get back to our regular scheduled programming, okay? We're back to our regular scheduled programming. I'm sorry, y'all. That part was just so freaking funny to me when I saw it, and I had to have my own version of that in here. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Back to the review. Moving on to these bitches. The Atchison cheerleaders, okay? The Atchison cheer squad, okay? I'm really just gonna lump two of these girls together, and that is Tana and Taylor. Now, Tana's black. No, Taylor's black, but I don't really think it's misogynoir because all of these girls are terrible. But woo, these two bitches right here can catch these hands. Like, I thought Brittany and Mackenzie were terrible. No, Tana and Taylor were like Brittany and Mackenzie on 10. Like, I was actually kind of glad that they got rid of them and they didn't come back, but they were just so freaking horrible. Okay, Taylor, I wanted to drag her so freaking hard. Like, Taylor was just, oh Jesus, like I didn't like the Overland Park cheerleaders, but I went hard for them because they were the main characters. And then when Taylor and Tana tried them like some lames, I was just like, no ma'am, no freaking ma'am. Moving on, we are getting to Trisha 2. I adore Trisha 2. Trisha 2 is actually one of my favorite characters in the show. Like I said, is anyone in this show a good person? I think Trisha 2 might be the only good person in Trisha. But like I said, how good can Trisha 2 and Trisha be when they associate with really freaking bad, horrible people, okay? That's why I was like, is anyone really a good person in the show? But yes, to a certain extent, I think Trisha 2 is a great person. I love her. She's just so freaking sweet. She's just so sweet and adorable. Like, it's just so hard for her to be mean to people. And that's what just makes her so great. Like, she actually was one of the people that helped Cezanne, with her labor, so that was just really nice. And she also transferred schools. She used to go to Atchison, and now she's a part of the Overland Park Cheer Squad. Spoiler alert, if you guys didn't even realize I was spoiling the entire show for you guys this whole time, I'm so freaking sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But Trisha 2, if you're looking for a wholesome character in this show, this is what Trisha is. Trisha 2. I don't think anybody hates her for the most part. You just can't hate Trisha 2. You just can't hate her. You just can't. Moving on, we're getting into Rachel and Judith. I can't stand these girls. It is so fun to make fun of them. One thing I praise about this show is that usually the outcasts are the likable characters, but nope. It was switched. It was reversed. The roles were reversed. You like the popular kids in the show and you dislike the unpopular ones, okay? Like, they switched places, and I found that very creative of the team to do that, because so much in the media, we usually root for the outcasts and we don't like the popular kids. Here, we wanted the outcasts to lose. We didn't want them to win because they were just so freaking gross and irritating and annoying, and every time they popped up on the screen, I just wanted to scream. I can't stand Rachel. I can't stand Judith. Like, literally when Brittany started yelling at them because they got smart with her, I was hollering, okay? They're just both freaking annoying. They are both gross looking. I can't stand them. I really cannot freaking stand them. Anyway, but you do get a good laugh at them, okay? You do get a good laugh out of them. Like I said, it's just obvious that the creative team just likes making fun of these two characters right here. They just enjoy bullying them for the most part. By the way, y'all, this is coming from somebody who was a loser in high school, okay? I find these two girls being mistreated hilarious, okay? They're just really annoying people. Like I said, nobody in this show is a good person. Moving on to Jenna. I love Jenna, okay? Jenna is freaking terrible. She may be one of the worst ones of them all. One thing about Jenna and what she brought to this show is mess. Jenna brought the mess to Overland Park, okay? She literally is the messiest girl here. Literally so much of the messed up stuff that happens in this show, it can date back to her and Justin. Like, literally those two people right there. Not really Justin for the most part, but Jenna. So much of everything that went wrong with the show is her fault, and I find it so freaking funny. And Jenna just did not care. She ran the show when she did. I was so sad when her arc was over and her character was gone, because I just loved her. I loved that entire hipster arc of the series where Jenna just came in and messed up everybody's head and messed with everybody's minds. Like, I was just here for it. I was like, yes, we stand, queen. We stand. Show these popular girls what they are not, okay? They are not those girls. Jenna was that girl. I don't care. And then we're getting into Lunch Lady Belinda. I don't like her. I can't stand Lunch Lady Belinda. She's just gross to me. She's a if you know what I'm saying. I just don't like her. She's just a creepy staff member that peaked in high school that we all had at our high schools and even middle schools to a certain extent. She tried way too hard to be cool with the popular kids, and one thing that I really enjoyed about this show is that when she tried so hard to be cool with the popular kids, they didn't care. They were like, okay, whatever. And I wish real school was like that, with the teachers that would be trying so hard to be their little friends, they would push them off and whatever. I find that funny. They didn't like her. She was really annoying. I think Belinda is placed into this story where it's just you have fun hating her. She's just so gross. I get irritated every time she popped up on the screen. And I think part of the reason I hated her so much is because her doll is actually the Mother Gothel doll from Tangled. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. I already hate this doll, and then she's also played by a really terrible character. Okay. Very, very fun to hate this woman. Last but not least, we're getting into Juliet. I love Juliet for the most part, mainly because she is my alter ego. When Harry is in modeling mode, she is not Harry. She is Juliet, okay? I turn into her. If you guys don't know, I'm a model, by the way. I'm nothing big, okay? So I automatically like model characters by default. And yeah, Juliet's just fun. She brought the mess. She tried everybody. I just love her. I just really adore Juliet. And she was like really the only last character from season 5 that I really just cared about like that. That's not the reason why I just put her in here. Now, this show is just an ongoing cycle of mess. That's just the best way to describe the most popular girls in school. This show is just mess. Every single season is just a season of some type of mess going on in the city of Overland Park. And the last season, not the last season, but the most recent season took place in Paris. But it took place with the kids that were from Overland Park, okay? The show is just extremely chaotic, okay? Somebody is cussing every minute. Somebody always getting cheated on. Somebody failing a test. Somebody always getting beat up. Like, it's real high school. At least for me. I went to a very messy, chaotic high school. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Most popular girls in school is a little realistic for me, okay? A lot of the mess that happened in this show happened at my school. Okay? And especially in my school district, okay? It's terrible, okay? It's very, very terrible. Like, with the exception of the kids cussing at the adults and the adults talking to them like they're their own age, it's pretty realistic to a certain extent. Like, it's as realistic as you can get. It's gonna be over the top, but it's still very, very realistic. But it being so over the top is what made it so great in the first place, okay? The show is about teenagers, okay? Teenagers are bitchy, okay? Teenagers can be some of the bitchiest people ever. Like I said, I used to be a teenager. All of us are literally bitchy at some point, okay? And that's just not limited to the girls. That is limited to the boys too. Because the boys be just as bad as the girls, okay? They be worse sometimes to a certain extent. I am telling you, the dudes that I went to high school with had some of the nastiest attitudes ever. Like, they literally acted like the most popular boys in school in this show. Really, really stank attitudes. And the more you watch this show, something that I just find very particularly interesting about this series right here is that you slowly start to forget that they're dolls. At some point while watching the most popular girls in school, you start to envision these dolls as if they are real life freaking people. And that is so trippy. Like, it's so freaking trippy, but I am being so serious. If you start binging the most popular girls in school, sooner or later, you are not gonna see dolls. You are gonna see human beings. Like, this show is so entertaining, you'll get invested, where you simply forget that these are inanimate objects moving around. Now, a lot of people don't take this seriously because it's dolls and stop motion. And part of the reason why I think a lot of people don't take stop motion animation seriously is because we have stuff like Robot Chicken, where it's obviously just a full-on joke the entire time. Robot Chicken is just a joke. The only time I really enjoy Robot Chicken nowadays is if they're making fun of something that I don't like. I love the Liv and Maddie skit from Robot Chicken simply because I freaking despise this show. You guys should go watch my Liv and Maddie video, by the way. I worked so freaking hard on that video and I cried so much because that show freaking ruined me. But so many people don't take this show seriously because I feel like a lot of them see it as like LPS YouTube. Because the LPS community literally was just a bunch of kids and sometimes adults just making stop motion web shows. I feel like that's what a lot of people saw the most popular girls at school as. And the thing about it is that, say what y'all want about people in the LPS community, but they had so much fun doing what they did. And a lot of them put so much time, effort, and money into making their series. And they did that with most popular girls in school too. Yeah, it may be seen as a little weird and obscure, but this is how these people decided how they wanted to tell the story that they wanted to tell. And I find that so freaking amazing. Like, people are super duper creative. You can find a way to tell your story through any kind of way. And they thought Barbie dolls was the best way for them to go about it. So, y'all, it's a quality show. It actually is a quality show. I am not lying. It has plot. It has great characters. It has an interesting story. And I will list my 2 favorite episodes right here. We have the prom episode.
Maybe instead of being such bitches and being so terrible to everyone, we should just be better people.
Yeah, maybe if we worked harder at being nice and making friends instead of defeating enemies, we really would be the most popular girls in school.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Or we could swear revenge and dedicate our entire lives to destroying Rachel Tice.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot better.
And then Justice and a Slim Jim. This literally is my favorite episode of the series. I watch it so many freaking times because I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a little rundown from it. Basically, the Van Burens invite Deandra over for dinner. But basically, the mama is not going to feed them unless they go to the corner store, the liquor store, basically, and get her alcohol. Literally, all of them are underage. So they're trying to figure out how to get the alcohol. And let's just say, they got Justice and a Slim Jim.
All right, you 3 stay out here. I've got a plan. Just this for today.
I'm gonna need to see some ID.
Never mind.
I thought you said you had a plan.
I did. Go inside, buy the Zinfandel, then leave.
Oh, you're right, Shay. I guess the only part of your plan that didn't work was the whole goddamn thing.
Now we're gonna get into the bad, because y'all know the bad was gonna come up, and this show has a lot of bad in it, okay? What I didn't like about this show is dated as hell. It is very, very dated. So much of the stuff and things that happen in this show would not fly by today's standards, in my opinion. It's very, very dated. It really reflects that era of YouTube too, while it was showing what was acceptable at the time and what everyone got away with. This show had an issue with that mess too. And like the more recent episodes, they aren't ignorant like the others. That's why season 5 I think is the most up to date, because they realized that they needed to tone it down a lot with the humor and realized that a lot of the stuff didn't age well, and we're in a new age and we're finally confronting that being offensive is not funny. So yeah. Also, y'all, I don't find shit jokes funny. I don't. I'm not big on toilet humor. I didn't find all the boo-boo jokes funny. I was just not here for them. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. That's just not me. It just wasn't for me. Doesn't mean I dislike the show. I just don't like that one aspect of the show. And last but not least, the diversity sucks. This show has really horrible diversity, okay? On camera and behind the scenes. Because for you guys that don't know, I mentioned Matthew Derringer, who is the token black kid of the most popular girls in school. Voiced by a white man. Literally voiced by a white man. There's barely any diversity behind the camera. There's not that much on camera. But like I said, it's a reflection of its time. It really reflects that era of YouTube, of what was popular and what was trendy and what that era just looked like at the time. So as the most popular girls in school is on hiatus, it would be nice if they decided to add some people of color on their team, because the show is great. Like, the show has the LGBT representation there, but the diversity aspect when it comes to race is very slacking in my opinion. As the characters of color are voiced by white people and the production team are white people. I'm pretty sure they probably do have a few people of color here and there, but for the most part, it's white people. It's white people. As the show just kind of fell off the face of the earth, 1, because of money, and 2, the pandemic. I haven't really heard any updates of the series, and if it's gonna be continuing at all, in my opinion, because I was on their Patreon for a good year, and a part of me kind of just feels like I wasted my money a little bit to a certain extent because nothing was coming up about the series. We weren't getting any updates from the crew or whatnot. Like, I just found that very kind of frustrating, in my opinion. Like, yes, I understand that it costs a lot to make a web show. I make my own too, but when you guys can't even update the Patreon about what's going on, it really just gives me the side eye. I know they posted something talking about they're gonna get an update soon, but we literally want a whole year of us giving you guys our money for y'all not even to be giving us our Patreon benefits. So I really just had to give Mark and Carlo the side eye right there. I'm sorry. I enjoy you guys' craft, but y'all had to be called out on that. I'm sorry. I feel so bad, but we haven't heard any updates from them about the series. So that is why I left the Patreon. I spent so much of my money on their Patreon, and I'm kind of sad because nothing really came out of it. As the show is fan funded, I don't know. I just felt a little, it just didn't feel right. It's just kind of sad how no one really knows the fate of the show anymore, because I kind of feel like the creators of the series don't even really know the fate of the show either. Like, is it even gonna be continued? Are all of those spin-offs that they were talking about making even gonna happen anymore? Who freaking knows, okay? Who knows what the fate of the series is anymore? To be honest, the only way I can see this show coming back, in my opinion, is if people start talking about it again. Because let's be real, nobody is really checking for the most popular girls in school anymore. Because if you start to look at season 5 and season 4 to a certain extent, you will see that the views started going down. Like, so many of the episodes, almost every episode used to be hitting 1 million views or even more. And then you start to look more, the views weren't added up. The views weren't the same anymore. And you know, views add money. And I don't know, like, was the channel getting demonetized or something? Because it was a lot of explicit content in it. It's just very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Nobody really talks about this show anymore. And I personally feel like if the fans of this series show that they want the most popular girls in school to come back, it will probably come back. Like I said, many of y'all came to me after I announced that I'm going to be doing the most popular girls in school, that y'all forgot this show existed. And this was something that started in the early 2010s. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Mark and Carlo, the creators of this series, probably wanted to move on from it. I'm gonna be real. That's literally kind of what it feels like at this point. They probably wanted to move on from it. They probably wanted to do something else. And in my opinion, I understand. I completely understand. And that's okay. This show has been a part of them for so long. This show has probably been a part with them for like 10 freaking years, okay? They probably wanted to move on for it from a while. And that's okay, because I completely understand. I've been working on my web show for a freaking year, and after August, after we release these shorts that come out, I am taking a big break from it, because I don't want to be like, this is the only thing I do, my entire life revolves around this web show. No, I'm a creative person, and creative people, one thing about us is that we do multiple freaking things, okay? Mark and Carlo probably just want to move on and do other stuff, and they are moved on and done other stuff. Like, I was looking at their other stop motion animated stuff, and it was pretty good. Like, I'm actually very, very proud of them. So like I said, this show has been a part of them for so long, and if they wanted to move on from it for a while, that's okay. But they really should have just updated us on what was going on. Like, you literally are taking our money and you didn't tell us where you went. I'm a little upset about that. But anyway, this show is great, but it's not for everybody. And that's okay. Not everything is going to be meant for every single last person on this earth. It knows its audience and it runs with it. Okay? Like, if you're a fan of dolls and adult animation, and you just have an appreciation for stop motion animation in general, give the most popular girls in school a chance, okay? Just watch a few episodes. You probably don't want to watch them all in order or something, because sometimes certain episodes are better than others. Some can be boring. Some can be... Anyway, this show is a mess, but this series right here, the most popular girls in school, gave me so much comfort during my teenage years, and I'm very appreciative of that. this show, like, they just started it off with a skit, and next thing you know, they were getting millions of views on YouTube, and they were getting so much praise for a little web show about Barbies, literally bitchy Barbies. Like, anytime I ask somebody if they remember what this show was, that's literally what they say. So anything is possible, y'all. Make that damn web show, okay? Make it, y'all, because you never know what could happen. You literally never know what could happen with your series. Seriously, y'all, go out there, follow your dreams, do what you want to do. Stop waiting around for Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or CBS or ABC, TBS, what's some other one? ABC, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, all of them people. Stop sitting here around and waiting for them to pick up your pilot and read your scripts and whatnot, and use YouTube, okay? Literally use YouTube. Literally anything is possible. Even do a radio show or something like that, because when I am done with my Descendants show for now, I'm gonna start on my Lori Loud show, okay? I cannot freaking wait. Seriously, you guys, make your own show. One thing that I want everybody to take away from this Most Popular Girls in School video is that make that freaking show, okay? You never know what it could do for somebody. You never know how it could change your life in some kind of way. And most of all, you never know who's watching. There could be so many industry professionals out here watching your little web series, and they want to bump you up or give you a job or anything like that. Take that chance, take that risk. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, because a lot of y'all watch me and don't be subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, please consider joining my Patreon. Lowest tier is $1. Most expensive tier is $5. So I try to keep my prices over there very affordable. You get weekly blog posts, videos, early access to my videos. You get access to my Discord, and you get early access to my web show. We have some episodes up there, by the way, if you guys want to watch them. And we also have a lot of exclusive behind the scenes content on the other things that I work on with my life that I really don't talk too much about on my YouTube channel. Last but not least, I have merchandise, and you guys enjoyed this video and want to consider supporting me in another way. I do have merchandise that you guys can purchase, and also I have a buy me a coffee link if you guys just want to give me a tip for this video. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you would like to follow me on everything is at Harriyanna, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Wattpad, the whole nine. Everything is just Harriyanna, Harriyanna, because a lot of people tend to misspell Harriyanna, but I just spelled it for you guys right there. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have a good night.
Villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the chemical X. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking.